Imagine packing up your entire life, loading your truck, and driving right to the mountains. No warnings, no goodbyes, no explanations. Now imagine this. A few days later, police find your truck. Your phones, they're still inside. Your wallets, they're untouched. Your dog, barely alive, but still there. And sitting in the front seat, $32,000 in cash. But you're gone. There's no signs of struggle. There's no trail. There's no answers. This isn't a movie. This isn't a campfire story. This actually happened in a quiet town in Oklahoma. By the end of this episode, you're going to have to decide for yourself. Did this family run from something? Or did they walk straight into it? Welcome to the Yore Podcast. The voice you're hearing, it's me. It's Matt. It's Beard Laws. Joining me, as always, the beautiful Dun Queen, Meg.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah. It's a sunny day today.
Sunny day today.
For the moment.
St. Patrick's Day. You had a snow day. That hasn't happened in a while, has it?
No.
First day of spring. Also another storm that closed all after-school activities in the schools. Mother Nature, she's not playing very nice, and winter just won't go away where we are.
I feel like it's a typical March, though.
How so?
We always get storms around St. Patrick's Day.
Stupid. Why do we live here? I want somebody to go back and just tally up every time we start an episode of us complaining about the weather and wondering why we live here. It's wild. But a lot of things going on, obviously, and hopefully everybody is good here. All you Yorktownians enjoying this episode. But for some reason, if you're like, hey, I went to go check it out on the Beard Laws Network and it's not there, well, we decided it was best that the Yorktown just has its own YouTube. So we resurrected. Is that the right word? We brought back the Yorktown YouTube. So you guys can go to youtube.com/Yorktown and you're going to, well, see me because we still haven't made that. What was the money? $50,000 or something for Meg to be on camera. But she did tell me that if we do potentially this like food review style show, that she wouldn't mind being the camera person and then being on camera once in a while. If you guys would like to see some of that, I even have a name for it. Should we tell them the name or just let it go?
I'm curious.
Oh, I told you. It's going to be called Beard Walks In.
Oh, yeah, I did know that.
Because how many times do we walk into a place and people are like, nice beard, how long you been growing that? So we'll walk in, get real reactions. And if people are like, how long you been growing that? About 10 years. So what's the best thing on the menu? It's organic little.
And that's what people call you.
Yeah, beard. So Beard Walks In. And it could be a restaurant. Could be a thrift shop. Could be a barber shop. Could be a tattoo shop. Maybe we go and get you a tattoo and we talk all about it.
Okay.
I don't know. Sky's the limit. And I figure we're on the road so much traveling. That's kind of how Street Sign Story Time started, right? We just travel so much. We started seeing some street signs and we just started going, I wonder the history about that. Did we just make up the history to begin with? Maybe. Allegedly. But now it's all real stuff in real areas. So maybe we'll start doing this. I mean, we each have a phone to take footage. I got tripods. We got the fancy one. We got everything we need. I got the fancy mics. I think we're ready. Where's our first destination? I'll think about it.
I think about it, yeah.
All right.
Depends on if we're locally traveling the time.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Cool. All right, check out all the friends at the show. We got Livbearded. Go to livbearded.com. Get the best beard products. Did you know, Meg, that Livbearded has a 365 guarantee? If you don't like it, they'll make it right.
I did not know that.
Nobody else is doing that in the beard game. Do you know any like makeup people or whatever, cosmetology stuff that they do that? You got 365 days?
Some.
But not many. Nobody in the beard game's doing it. It's all made in the U.S. What are we going to go with today? Deadwood, 1880? I'll let you pick.
Okay.
And we're going to be on the go. We got a basketball tournament. We got to be hydrated. What are we going to have?
Squash juice.
Yeah, we're going to have all the squash juice. Go to beardlaws.com. Squash juice. Which one's your favorite?
The watermelon.
Sugar. Why? It was watermelon?
Yeah.
I think in lemonade's probably your second.
Yeah, I like the lemonade, but the watermelon's my favorite.
I've been digging the pineapple mango and the...
Is it strawberry watermelon?
Strawberry kiwi.
Oh, no.
Straight watermelon.
Just the watermelon then.
Straight lemonade, strawberry kiwi, and pineapple mango. I could taste it like in the back. Like I need one right now. That's what I might have instead of coffee. I'm going to go with an energy one. What you think about that?
Woo.
Woo woo.
Go for it.
2 woos and a clap. We do want to throw a shout out to the legend. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. One of the worst news that we woke up to. Didn't know him personally, but I was telling Meg that there's all these signs when those like death fish wash up on shore that the apocalypse is coming, or this sign and this sign.
Earth.
What's that?
Meteors.
Meteors are hitting Earth. There's all these signs that the apocalypse is coming. The world is coming to an end. But for me, when Chuck Norris dies, the world's coming to an end. I mean, for 86 years, he protected us. And now we're screwed. We are screwed. So, Meg,
He's probably got a pretty strong ghost, though. What do you think?
He might. He might. I don't know. So if this is the last Yore Town we do because the world blows up, it's been a heck of a ride, huh? But let's jump into this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's start off with a family that on the surface looks normal, right? Bobby Jamison, Sherilynn Jamison, and their 6-year-old daughter, Madyson. They lived in, I don't know how to say this one, Ufala, Oklahoma. Eufaula. How the heck do you say that? Right. Let's ask one of the smartest people in the room right now, other than Meg. How do you say Eufaula, Oklahoma? Ufala. Which sounds like you, followed by fall. Ufala. Ufala. Is that what I said? I'm getting so much better at saying words. They lived in Ufala, Oklahoma, just like I said. It was a small town, pretty quiet life, the kind of place where not much is supposed to happen, right? What?
Nothing.
What's wrong, Miss Correct? Miss Grammarly? Miss,
you went like...
You're like the squiggly line in the Word documents.
You went like deep south for a moment.
Well, Oklahoma's pretty south.
Okay.
It's near Texas, and I was born in Texas.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Y'all.
Apologies.
So it's the kind of place where not much is supposed to happen. Pretty typical to our episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look a little closer, things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Bobby had been through a pretty serious car accident a couple of years before. And after the accident, he changed, Meg. He was in a lot of pain. He struggled with memory issues, and eventually he had to go on disability. Sherilynn, she had her own struggles. There were reports of mental health issues, mood swings, and extreme paranoia. And together, well, you got 2 people like that. How do you think the relationship was?
Me.
Is that what we're going with? Entertaining?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe if it was on an episode of Cops, which it might have been. I was going to go with volatile, but we'll go with Meg's. Entertaining, air quotes.
Okay.
And this is a reminder. This is a pretty serious case. People did lose their lives, but we put our take on small town.
I haven't heard any of that part yet. So.
Potentially lost their lives. Rewind that one.
I feel like my answer was valid.
Police had been called to their home multiple times. Arguments, domestic disturbances. Some might call that entertainment. But there was nothing that screamed, this is going to end in a mystery. But enough to tell you, this wasn't a peaceful household.
What kind of town was it? Like...
Just a small town, just quiet.
Outskirts, or was it like in like where it's hustling and bustling?
Well, that's a good question.
You know, you get those neighbors out there with their binoculars, looking to see what's happening around the neighborhood.
Let's bring in our correspondent for all of our questions.
Sure.
All right, let's bring him in. We'll bring in Luther. You ever met Luther?
I have met Luther.
Have or haven't?
I have.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Let's bring in old Luther real quick for a quick question. Luther, hey, we're doing the Yore Town podcast. Hate to bother you, but Meg wants to know, Ufala, Oklahoma. What kind of town is it? Is it like an outskirt town? Is it, a hustling, bustling town? Let's 2009-ish. What kind of town is it?
So, Ufala, Oklahoma, around 2009, was a small town of about 2,600 people, sitting by Lake Ufala, which covers a chunk of the area. Historically, it has roots with the Muskogee Creek Nation and gained traction with the railroad. It's a historic lakeside town, big on recreation, local legends, and small-town charm. Back then, the economy leaned on tourism and local services. Definitely some layers you can dig into.
Yeah, we're doing the true crime case with the Jamisons, and oh boy, Meg doesn't know anything about it. Don't give anything away, but this is a pretty wild story, isn't it?
Oh, you're diving into a wild one, all right. I won't spill the beans, but let's just say the twists in that story could make a pretzel jealous. Meg's in for a ride.
She
Woohoo!
sure is. All right, well, thanks for joining us. You can catch Luther on the Triple T podcast, sometimes on the Stay Out of My Fridge podcast, and he's going to go have some beans and toast. All right, so yes, back to your point, it does appear to be a town where you're sitting on the porch with binoculars
Right.
watching.
Something like that, like cops showing up at someone's house. There's a lot of rubbernecking happening. What do they call
Rubbernecking.
it?
Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
You want to see what's happening. No, nothing exciting happens in towns like that.
Until it does.
Okay, well, that's where I was going with it.
I like it. I like it. But here's something that takes this story and pushes it into a completely different direction. Sherilynn believed their house was haunted. No, not just that, like, hey, there's creaking floors at night haunted. We're talking like full on something is in this house with us. Grab the bat we need to search every closet kind of haunted. She claimed that spirits were actually speaking to her, that something dark was inside their home. At one point, she even wrote a letter to her pastor saying they needed some help. They were being tormented. Now, pause right there, Meg, because this is where the story starts to split. Is this a family dealing with stress trauma and mental health issues? Or is something else really happening here? What do you think?
I do believe in ghosts, so I want to believe her, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards some mental health side of things.
Psychosis or something.
Breeded, paranoia. I have some other things that I'm thinking, but I also know the story, so I'm not going to. Okay. Because what they do next, to most of us, doesn't make any sense. We're going to October 8th, 2009. Bobby and Sherilynn, they load up the truck. Their daughter, Madyson, comes along. Thankfully, they didn't just leave her in the house, but maybe they should have. They just leave. This isn't a normal trip, though. They don't tell anybody where they're going. They don't leave a note. They don't make plans to come back. But what we do know, we don't know everything, obviously, but we do know that they were heading toward the mountains. They believed that they were heading to like this remote area near Red Oak, Oklahoma. If you don't know Red Oak, that makes three of us. Now here's where things get a little extra interesting. Because before they left, there's surveillance footage the Jamison family captured on camera, packing their truck. And if you watch that footage, something just fell off. They're not even talking to each other. They're not moving like they're in a hurry. They're not acting like they're just going on a family trip. They're just moving slowly, quietly, almost like they're in a trance. People who've seen the footage describe it as it's unsettling and just off. And then they just drive away. And it's the last time anyone sees them. Now where's your brain at?
Ghosts.
Thinking ghosts? Sticking with the ghosts. Ghosts. Are you listening to that, Jason? Are you listening to that, Zach?
Yes.
You're not either of them. Why would you say yes? I was calling in the ghost hunters.
I was saying, yes, that's what I'm
Taps.
going with.
Because I couldn't remember which one was still Taps and which one was not because of the whole Grant Jason fallout that kind of broke my heart. Anyways, hunters in the woods, you know what they find? A white pickup truck abandoned. The police show up. You know what they found? Well, truck. But the stuff inside didn't make any sense. Both their phones, both their wallets, both their IDs, everything that you would take with you if you planned to leave your life behind. But it was all right there. And then there's the dog. Guess what their dog's name was?
Luther.
That'd be cool. But it's Maisie. You were really close. One letter off in the alphabet. Poor Maisie was locked inside the truck. Starving. Barely alive. I mean, think about that for a second. If they willingly left their dog, right? Why leave it? If they were taken, why leave what else was in the truck? Cash in plain sight. It was a bag containing $32,000. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't stolen. It was just there. Left behind. And for me, I kind of was thinking, like, what kind of situation would make someone walk away from their child, their money, their home, their truck? Just walk away. Because whatever happened here couldn't have been normal, right? Now what are you thinking?
Possession.
I think possession. Still sticking with it.
Some real Beetlejuice stuff going on here.
Don't say that name 2 more times.
I'm gonna.
We don't want them here.
Won't.
So, search teams, they're created. They comb the area. They bring in the dogs. They bring in the choppers, volunteers. And guess what? When you guess.
Nothing.
Damn good guess.
No,
Nothing.
No tracks. Nothing.
No footprints. No signs of a struggle. No clear direction. It's almost like they vanished. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Weeks that turned into months. Then turned into, well, years. And eventually, guess what? We got ourselves a cold case. For years. Nothing. No answers, no sightings, no breakthroughs. Just a truck in the woods with a dog and $32,000. I have to imagine, if that was our dog Biggie's eating the goddamn money.
He's eating the door to get out.
He's busting through. He probably ain't making it. He's a little soft. He got bad hip. And there was a family that just, what it appeared, disappeared in thin air. And this isn't like it's 1960, 1950 with technology. This is 2009. We have decent technology then. You know what I mean? Like, to just find nothing. It's pretty wild.
Abduction.
Well, you're changing it now. Abduction. It's not the ghosts.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
I think that might be.
An alien abduction?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going with?
Yep.
Okay. Could be. This is a small town. Big drama.
I've seen some shows.
I thought you were going to say, I've seen some shit. I was like, whoa. I'm getting a little spicy.
Things are a little weird out this way.
It is a little weird. Then, Meg, 4 years later, 2013, everything changes. Guess what they find?
Something. A bank transaction.
Close. They found human remains.
Oh, same thing.
Less than 3 miles from where the truck was discovered. Less than 3 miles. 3 sets of skeletal remains. Bobby, Sherilynn, Madyson. And just like that, the mystery shifts, because now they didn't disappear. They died out there. But here's the problem. The remains, they were so badly decomposed that investigators, they couldn't figure out or come to a cause of death. But there was no clear trauma, because you can still kind of figure that out. I would imagine they can. I don't know how to do it. You took some classes. You think you can figure it out?
Probably not. Not that advanced.
There was no definite, like, hey, here's some evidence of murder. No answers. Even in death, the mystery's still there. It's crazy, right? 3 miles away. They were there the whole time.
Or were they?
Maybe not the whole time, but...
if you go with my theory...
Yeah, they were in Neptune.
And then they came back.
What was that again?
Came back.
Gotcha.
Beamed them.
Beam me up, Scotty. All right. Well...
Either that or the investigators the first time did not do their job.
You had a lot of volunteers. You had dogs.
Didn't go far enough.
3 miles? I figured they'd comb more than that, right?
You would think, but,
Fair enough. How about some theories?
Maybe they didn't.
We got some theories. You want to hear them?
Okay.
Because things get a little messy. Because let's be honest, there's no single explanation that fits everything. So I'm going to give you the theories that I found that investigators and stuff were going with, kind of logical ones, and then we'll throw in another one, maybe for Meg, if it doesn't come up in this theory, okay? Murder-suicide. Maybe Bobby snapped. Maybe the wife snapped. Maybe there was just a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? The pain that he was in, being on disability and everything like that. Maybe just built up and he just said, enough's enough. But then, why would you leave the money? Why would you walk in miles into the woods? Why was there no clear evidence? No weapons? No whatever? There's probably other ways you could do it. Maybe it was arsenic. Can't smell it. But I'm sure there'd be logs of him buying arsenic. Right? Mm-hmm. Theory 1? You're not feeling it. I can just look at you. You're like, nah, I ain't it.
No.
All right. Theory 2 then? Maybe they got lost. That's a simple explanation. They went into the woods, just couldn't find their way back. Maybe one of them had to go to the bathroom. So they pull off, they go to the woods. For some reason, the woods were woodsing. They couldn't find their way back.
What if they were while they were doing the search, they were still wandering and then eventually circled back because they were disoriented and turned around?
Maybe, but you would think you would hear helicopters, you would hear dogs, you'd hear people yelling.
Footsteps, though, right? Why are they not seeing footsteps?
They didn't see anything from there.
Okay.
But again, they had a truck. They had supplies. They had money. People just don't wander 3 miles and just die together without trying to get help, right?
Was the truck just parked or did it like break down?
From everything they saw, it was kind of like parked and the doors were locked. But again, everything was in it. Cell phones, everything. So it's not like, I don't know. I don't buy that one. I don't think that they just wander miles, die together, never ask for help. I mean, if anything, say one of them snaps and they just look, you're going to try to run or do something. You would probably find them in different areas, maybe not together. I don't know. That's what the movies would want you to think, right? Theory 3.
Okay.
Drug involvement. This is where my brain's been the whole time. There were rumors, there were connections, possibly dangerous people, but no solid evidence, no arrests, nothing concrete. Maybe they were there for some kind of deal. Explains the cash. Doesn't explain bringing the kid, though. Unless maybe their twisted brains thought, hey, if something goes down, they're not going to do anything. My kid's here. Why bring the dog? Maybe the same thing. Protection. I don't know the make of the dog. Maisie's giving me some lab vibes. What about you?
I don't know.
Well, then again, if not to judge a book by its cover, but I would have to imagine a couple in a very small town named Bobby and Sherilynn probably got some kind of pit bull mix.
I would think that if it was this theory, there would have been more of a rush, more of a panic in the footage that they saw them packing and stuff.
What if they're on drugs and they're high and there's just no care in the world?
The
and they're
kid
walking
too, though?
Well, the kid wasn't really moving. The kid was 6. The kid was probably just sitting there on a tablet or a phone.
In 2009?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Mostly back then, like it was like Kindles.
Game Boy. Maybe still had an old Game Boy.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's just where my brain kind of went. Like maybe you're twisted, you're high, and you're just kind of going through the motions. You're not really thinking rationally. You're just zombie-like, you know? Let's go theory 4.
Okay.
This is where things maybe were weird. Sherilynn believed that there was something in the house. She believed there was something dark. She believed something real. Some people believe they went into the woods because they thought they had to. Now, I'm not saying that's what I think happened. But in a story like this, and Meg's still holding on to that paranormal, maybe it was it.
I'm leaning more towards this one.
You think so?
Whether it's that or like a mental, like a psychosis thing. You see things, you hear things.
Yeah. Regardless.
Become controlling.
Could be. Maybe it was something dark. They all just... But why the woods? Why the area? Why the money?
But if they're crazy, like...
Can we all agree, though, that nothing about this case feels normal?
Mm-hmm.
Should we ask Luther his thoughts? See if he's got theories?
Sure.
All right. So ask Luther. All right, Luther, we're getting ready to wrap up the true crime case there in Oklahoma that we were talking about with Bobby, Sherilynn, their daughter, and their dog. We went through the theories, could it have been, like a murder-suicide? Could it have potentially been drugs? Could it have been paranormal? Could they have got lost? What's your theory? What have you been able to find on the case? And is there anything that we're missing? Because we're getting ready to hit them with the sweet outro.
Jamison family, Bobby, Sherilynn, and their daughter, disappeared in Oklahoma in 2009, and their remains were found years later with no cause of death. Their truck was left behind with cash inside, leading to various theories, including getting lost, murder-suicide, foul play, or even something drug-related. While no cause of death was determined, the mystery remains unsolved, and many suspect foul play due to the odd circumstances and positioning of the bodies.
Yeah, okay, cool. We already covered all that. I asked you, what do you think happened, Luther?
All right, since we're putting cards on the table, my gut leans toward foul play. There's too much strange circumstance from the abandoned truck to the money left behind for it to just be accidental. But honestly, this one is a head-scratcher that could keep us guessing forever. Kind of why it's so gripping. What a puzzle, right?
It's a puzzle. So Meg thinks it was paranormal, like they were possessed and they went through it. I'm thinking it was drug-related. They were twisted. There was some kind of deal that they were trying to make, and it just went bad, and it just went south.
With all the strange behavior they had leading up, it's easy to imagine something shady was involved. If it was paranormal, though, well, I guess we'll have to wait until ghosts start giving depositions. Either way, your outro is going to have folks arguing long after the episode ends.
That's what we want, right?
Exactly. If you've got people debating theories and scratching their heads afterward, you've nailed the true crime magic. That's what keeps them coming back for more.
All right. That's all we got for you, Luther. Well, you guys can catch him on the Triple T podcast and on all of his socials that don't exist. All right, Meg, what'd you think of Luther?
Smart
He wasn't feeling your paranormal, was he?
No, but I'm torn between that and like the mental.
Yeah, I could think it could be
State.
a combo of that for sure.
Which, if it was like a mental thing, that could also make them believe that there's paranormal.
All right. Well, here's the question. A family leaves their home, drives into the mountain, leaves behind everything that matters, and they end up dead just a few miles away. No clear cause, no clear motive, no clear answers. So what happened? Did they run from something? Did they believe something was after them? Or did they walk into a situation that they never had a chance of escaping? I say we let them decide, Meg. Maybe they have a different theory that we didn't even think of. That the Reddit warriors or something have out there that we didn't. But I'd love to hear it, would you? Drop that in the comments. Let's hear your theory. Because in a case like this, the truth might not be what actually happened. It might be what people believed happened. That was the Your Town podcast. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Good call. I was going a whole different direction, but I'm glad we did some true crime. This one felt better. This one felt right.
We haven't done one in a while.
Yeah. We're back. All right. That's all we got. You got anything else?
No.
All right. Let's go get ready. We got a lot of basketball this weekend. Woo!
Okay.
And then the next. Then maybe the next. And sprinkling some softball and some dance. We got some things to do.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll be back next week. Thank you for hanging out with us on the Your Town podcast. We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.